What's good, buddy? Jason here, and welcome to Do Not Take This Cat Home. It is emphasizing not supposed to take this cat home. Based off my experience with this whole thing called the cat distribution thing, you know, in the wild, you just find a cat, and that is your cat. This is your life now. This cat has chosen you. So therefore, if I find a cat, apparently I'm supposed to keep it. We'll see how it is. We're not having a good day, as usual. It's raining. It's raining. Poor rain. Oh, great. It's the first time in a while that you felt like going out. But in the middle of your walk, it starts to rain. Typical. But maybe this is just a sign that you should have stayed home today. Yeah, you can always try again tomorrow. Right? You turn to head home when? Who doesn't check the weather when they go out? You know, I've got the weather planned for the next 5 days. Hello. Huh? What was that? There are only a few people around on the street. Makes sense due to the increase of missing persons around the area recently. Well, that and the weather. I like he went to impending doom first, you know, versus the basic thing. Hello? But none of them react to the sound at all. Curiosity guiding your steps, you follow the sound to the entrance of a dark, dingy alleyway. You timidly enter the alley and walk forward. The ground dampened by the rain makes your steps sound louder and more confident than you actually feel. Hello? Meow. Finally, the sound source comes into view in the cold, dim light of the alley. At the end of the alley, in a big cardboard box, is a kitty cat. It's a little black cat. Huh. Guess that should have been obvious. Well, the meowing. It's an interesting looking cat. Its pretty yellow eyes shine like gold among the dark sea of its black fur. You are a very cute cat. Oh, look at your little paws. It puts its front paws up on the edge of the box and looks up at you. Hello. It's so cute. And it definitely knows it. You've never had as much of an opinion one way or another about the cats before, but if they're all like this one, it's a shock they haven't already found a way to rule the world. Cats could rule the world. They very much could rule the world if they wanted to. You don't think you'd mind bowing down to a feline overlord where they just want to sleep all day and just lick themselves and just be lazy. That sounds perfect. If there's an afterlife where I have to be resurrected as another item, I would want to be a house cat. Because they're just the happiest, fattest, laziest things ever, and that seems like a great time. You look around the alley with a small frown. Who leaves cats in cardboard boxes these days anyway? Wouldn't they just jump out and leave the box eventually? But I say, especially with the cat that big, it also doesn't do as you suggested and leave the box. It's just looking at you, waiting for you to make your next move. Well, I'm going to play by the rules. The game said do not take this cat home, as you can see from the title up here. Do not take the cat home. With a sigh, you take a decisive step back. As cute as the cat is, you really can't afford to be taking care of a pet on a whim. Rent's coming up soon. And your job doesn't exactly leave you rolling in dough. It's not like we're working at Papa John's, right? You give the cat a sad nod. Sorry. Good look out there, right? You turn around and leave the cat in the alley behind. The rain's picking up. Time to head home. Ending? Not a fool. Let's see what happens if we take the cat home then, shall we? You know what? Screw it. We're by ourselves now. You reach in the box to pick up the cat, holding it out in front of you. Why not? You're all alone and well, I'm kind of in the same boat myself. So, you bring the cat close. You didn't realize it was shivering until just then, but it slowly breathes easier as it presses into your chest. Why not stick together, right? At least for a little while. You think a little while will probably be more like a day, but you'll be responsible and take it to the shelter tomorrow. But for now, let's get you out of the rain, alright? Cool. You stop by a small local pet store for some cat food and then head home. You live in a modest apartment, 1 bedroom, 1 bath, one you living alone in it. After locking the front door and placing the cat on the floor, you watch for a moment as it curiously explores a new environment. Leaving the feline to its own devices, you set about making the both of you some dinner. Take out the can of cat food and open it with the tab on top. Put some cat food on a saucer and click your tongue to call the cat over. Not licking yummy cat food. It perks up at your beckoning and rushes over. Looks at the plate of food and pushes it away because it hates it. Yep, I figured that. Cats are assholes. Not hungry, I guess. No, it's probably hungry. Just doesn't want that. cat doesn't appreciate the concept of money to appreciate that you spent your hard-earned cash on it. It's just a cat after all. I'll just leave it here if you get hungry later, okay? The little purr sounds are rude. The cat rubs its body against your legs with a purr. You smile. That's enough of thanks for you. Follows you in the kitchen as you start on your own dinner. You decide that you have enough ingredients for a sandwich. Bread, toasted, mayo and mustard spread, turkey and cheese and lettuce perfectly placed. Excuse me? You wince as you cut your finger on the knife while slicing a tomato. Oh, I thought the cat attacked me. Stupid. You feel a little embarrassed for such a blunder and sigh, tossing the knife onto the cutting board. You're about to head to the bathroom for a bandage when the cat hops up on the counter. It sniffs at the knife and meows almost pointingly at you. Hey, don't worry, I'm alright. It was just a... You watch as the cat starts to lick lightly but enthusiastically at the blood on the knife. At your blood. You're so shocked that by the time you come to your senses, the knife has been completely licked clean. The cat sits back staring at you. You feel uneasy. Sure, cats are meat-eating predators, but that was a little weird, right? No, it wouldn't surprise me. So I have 4 cats, and the things that they put in their mouths, if they could, this doesn't surprise me whatsoever. No. You're no cat expert, but that was definitely not something an ordinary cat would do. Again, you'd be surprised what cats will put into their mouths. Right? Hello. Well, regardless, you're not about to abandon a cat in need while still running outside, not after all your efforts. Let the $2 in cat food that you spent take it to tomorrow. Anyway, what's one night of awkwardness? Weird or not, it's just a cat. The rest of the evening, unfortunately, goes downhill from there. Even after covering up your fingers cut with a bandage, the cat keeps trying to lick at the wounds. While you're eating your sandwich, while you're cleaning up the kitchen, trying to watch TV, you gently push it away every time, but you're starting to get worried at the strange behavior. What if it's got a taste for blood and thinks you're food now? You're not sure what to do if it becomes more aggressive. You keep thinking about the cat food sitting in the corner, untouched. You know what you do? You just dab a little blood, just bloop, 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 put it on the cat food. Good to go, right? Aggressive little shit. Enough already. You shove it away more forcefully this time out of annoyance. You feel bad immediately, but before you can do, the cat meows sharply at you and dashes off into the hall. At this point, you're just worried it's going to take a bite out of you in your sleep. Lock it in the bathroom. Maybe a vet will have an idea to calm it down. You don't care. We're throwing it in the shelter. That's it. You have many options left after then tossing the cat out in the rain. To find the number of the local vet, you pick up the landline and power's out. Great. Rain must have knocked the power out. You check your cell phone, find it's out of batteries. Must have forgot to charge it before. What is wrong? Why? You don't have a flashlight? The outing had such a spur of the moment. It had no doubt messed with the usual routine. You grab a flashlight and turn it on. Oh, this turned into a horror. Kitty cat. It's quiet. It's too quiet. Did the rain stop? But then why did the power go out? You look outside. The sky is pitch black. What time is it? Turn to check the clock, but it's dead, dumbass. Oh. The cat sits on top of your digital clock staring at you. Thinking now, you realize the clock shouldn't be working at all with the power outage, but the numbers are... Kill, help. Okay. Going completely haywire. Cat stares at you, is completely still. You think it was a statue if you didn't know better. It's not giving any indication it's alive. It's not blinking, it's not breathing, but its eyes. This isn't normal. You're afraid. You want to run, but you're afraid of letting the cat out of your sight. You consider tossing the cat out after all. But as soon as the thought enters your head, you feel a sharp urge to vomit. Those eyes, its eyes hold you still, even with your flashlight trained on it. The pupils large. Excuse me. I wasn't done reading that. The flashlight flickers. We're dead. This cat's gonna murder us. The cat is gone. Fear immediately grips your mind. The silence punctuated with the rapid pumping of your blood in your heart. It's overwritten as your ears start to slowly pick up the sounds of static all around you. How is the clock working with no power? Is this Five Nights at Freddy's? Is the cat Freddy now? We have to make it till 6 a.m.? But you feel as if having that answer will make sense out of everything, but it's not. The order will be restored, but no answer comes to mind. Back away from the clock, feel as if the air itself coils tightly and abruptly in response, like a predator ready to pounce, but waiting for your next move, but you're afraid to move. You're afraid to even take a breath. but you can't stay still forever, right? Whatever's watching you, you can already feel its impatience. It's too eager. You don't know how you know this, but you can sense it as clearly as if it had whispered. No, I don't want to play. Right into your soul. It won't let you wait it out. Not that you could, even if it did. You can't stay here, you have to run. With this thought, a sudden primal instinct awakens within you, making you tear yourself into a hasty burst of movement, of action. But you're still weak from the fear, a grip on your mind. Your legs tangle together under you and hasten you fall to the ground. Whoa. Great. Sharp pain explodes in the center of your foot. At first you think you've broken your ankle, but something warm and wet trickles down the length of your foot, pooling beneath it. You hear the sound of metal scraping on tiles after skidding across the floor as if it had been kicked. Winded from your fall, you look up in a daze to see the object glinting in the light pouring in from your now open front door. Who, what in regards to your inexplicably unopened door screeched to a halt as your brain finally identifies the metal object you've been staring at. It's your kitchen knife, and it's still tinted red from your earlier blunder, but that's not right. It was licked completely clean by the... You gulp dryly at the pain in your foot. You barely have time to wonder how the knife ended up in your living room floor to be stepped on instead of resting on your cutting board in the kitchen where you left it. When you spy something in the darkness just above... This is creepy, dude. It spies right back at you. A pair of glowing golden eyes come forward as the cat emerges from the shadows into the light from your doorway. Hello. Hello, kitty. This is the creepiest thing that I've ever seen. Like, people talk about, like, the baby videos where, like, they look at the little cameras they have on their cribs and, like, the baby's just staring with black, cold eyes. But, like, waking up at 2 or 3 in the morning, like, this is why we have to kick the cats out at night. Because I'll wake up and I'll just look across and I'll just see, like, these glowing eyes at me and I'm like, absolutely not. Like, not having it. Not doing this. Is giving the same vibes right here. Bends on the lap of the drooling blood. Your senses slowly begin to overwhelm you, and the chill in the air as it starts to suffocate you under its weight. The sound of your shaky breaths, discordant against the static now piercing your skull. The dryness on your tongue spreading to your throat. Waking away at the kitchen knife once again completely clean. Well, good thing there's blood all over the floor. Golden eyes slide up to you as if response to your sudden realization. Blood. You're hurt. Your foot is bleeding. You're bleeding. You're bleeding. Cat barely moves, shoulders twitching as if considering the act of pouncing forward. Kick the cat in the face. I'm not for violence for cats or animals in general, but this demon cat. You're already on your feet and out the door. You run, or rather limp, down the empty street. The sky is black and bleeding red. There's a strange light emitting from nowhere that casts everything else in white. The houses, the trees, the road, even you, everything. Except your blood. You can barely glimpse the bloody imprints your injured foot leaves, and you wake with every impact it makes with the ground. It hurts. But you can't stop, you don't stop. Not when the shadows grow around you. Not when you feel the gaze of eyes. Are there more cats? Not when the road ahead of you is darkened by a long shadow of something behind you. Even then, you don't stop running because if that's the cat right there ahead of you, then what in the world is behind you? Let's look behind us, shall we? Huh? Interesting. How very, very interesting. Ending 0. It begins. So I've got ending 0. Oh my gosh. There's so many endings to this. I'm 1 out of 40. Wow. You're walking. Oh, so it's like a continue. Right, of course. It's the first time in a while that you felt like going out. And you're actually glad that you did. The weather is absolutely perfect today. That's a good sign, right? Maybe your luck's finally starting to turn around. You tentatively allow yourself to feel excited for the possibilities of where you could go or what you could do. Maybe even who you would meet. You're so deep in thought that you almost miss it. Huh? What was that? By the entrance of a lonely, the sunlight only just manages to reach down between the tall buildings on either side. You timidly enter the alley, loose gravel and scattered debris on the ground softening your steps. Finally, the sound source comes into view in the warm, almost ethereal light of the alley. The end of the alley, in a big cardboard box. It's a cat. Should have been obvious. An interesting looking cat. Pretty yellow eyes and the gold sea of black fur. It puts his paws on the edge and looks up at you. Hello. So, you look so familiar, right? Then again, it is a cat. Not many different ways a standard black cat could look after all. Well, mine has a little white patch right here. This one sure is a cutie though. Just look. It's not glaring at you or hissing at you for getting close like other stray cats in the past. It's just sitting there patiently, waiting for you to do something. Do not take the cat home. Sadly, he says, as cute as the cat is, you could never take this thing home with you. You just can't take it home with you. You're a responsible adult. You are, with rent and bills to pay for, not only to mention you need to buy food and survive too. There's no way you could care for a cat long term, right? You can barely afford this little outing on your day off. Don't yell at me. What to do? Feed the cat, play with the cat on second thought. We could no, I don't want to get near the cat. Let's just leave. You don't think it's a good idea to get cat's hope ups of having someone look after it you're not willing to commit? What if it gets attached to someone who tracks you down back to your home? Oh, it said you need to get away from it. You saw that? Sorry, see you around, I guess. You stand up, the cat watching your every move. Make it halfway out of the alley when the cat meows almost pitiful at you. You look so cute. Oh, ignore. I'm ignoring you. Stay away. Nope, I need to nip this in the bud and get on with your day. It's best for both of you. Leave the alley and continue on your way. Wait, what was I doing? In all the excitement of dealing with your furry dilemma, you've forgotten that you still hadn't decided on what you're going to do on your day off. Let's go to the carnival. It's always a great place to people watch. Ferris wheel, roller coaster, Faro boat, rides as you've been on before, hoops, toss, coin toss, balloon darts, games you've played before, funnel cake, popcorn, cotton candy, I guess foods you've eaten before. All the things you've enjoyed before. You're surrounded by people having fun together, laughing, playing, eating, taking pictures, making memories, and then there's you. People watching. My favorite activity. The sun hasn't even started to set yet. Still high in the sky, but it will soon. You start to wonder if maybe you should just go home for the day. And you stop in your tracks. You see something new. An attraction you've never seen before. A maze of funhouse mirrors. It sounds kind of lame, honestly. There isn't even a line to get in. But then what else is there to do? Let's go in the maze. You enter the maze. A few rooms in, you notice the mirrors aren't all weird. Some just show you looking back at yourself. A little bored, a lot tired, and so very, very... Maybe this was a mistake. Why did you think going to a maze of mirrors was a good idea? Even if it was something... Okay, I can't do this today. You turn around and head back the way you came. Only to bump into a mirror. Okay, where's the exit? You try again and only find another mirror blocking your way. By the time you've turned around, you've realized that the way you came in is completely gone. Okay, don't panic. I should have to keep moving forward, right? You step through the only opening you can find, nearly trip over something on the ground. You bend down and pick it up. A worn-looking flashlight. Curiously, you flick it on. The light doesn't look very... The lights. Did the power go out, or did the attraction operator forget you were in here? How long have you been in here, actually? You pull out your phone and check the timer. You call the police. I guess it's dead. Your phone is dead. You grip the flashlight in your hand. The light it emitted earlier was dim enough just for you to know there's probably not that much juice left. Best to reserve it for a worst-case scenario and feel your way out. Yeah, you can do this. You take a calming breath. Well, forward we go. This is my worst nightmare. Like, not only am I terrified of the dark, I'm also claustrophobic. So feeling around in the dark, not knowing where I'm going, knowing I'm in a tight little area, I couldn't do it. Welcome to the mirror maze. Would you like to know how to navigate the maze? Yes, I need help. Alright, once again, welcome to the mirror maze. You're in a bit of a jam, but don't worry. You're in good hands. Or rather, good paws. Oh, shit. You see these cuties here? They've been doing their best to guide you through the maze. Aren't they generous? When you enter a room, the emergency light will flash, letting you see the path before you for a second. Also, what lies beyond them. Whenever you see these kind kitties, just know where they are, and you'll reach the next room. Unfortunately, they're not the only things in here. It's highly suggested you refrain from following any of our other guests. They can be sneaky or distracting, but they're always hostile. So please take caution when advancing to the next room. Of course, this wouldn't be much of a mirror maze without mirrors. Can they hurt you? No, they're just mirrors, silly. They won't do anything at all. And you can't do anything to them either. There's an obstacle you can't pass through. Go left, go center, or go right. The choice is yours, though. If you find a room with no helpful kitties in sight, and all the paths lead to a mirror or something else, it's recommended you stay put, and just maybe it'll work itself out. Okay, the flashlight you found doesn't have much juice left. It makes you a few extra peeks of your surrounding about 5 times. Try not to use it all up at once. Okay, you can keep track of your progress to the rooms to the left, and your lives to the right. You've got 3 lives, so be careful avoiding the less friendly gusts looking around. Because you're so squaffed and squishy, that's why you have 3. You couldn't take too much damage, you'd be beyond repair. And besides, you're human, and humans usually only have 1 life, yes? And yet, here, you get 3. Oh, this is terrifying. I shouldn't have gone in the maze. This is why you stay at home. Don't you think? You ought to show a little more gratitude. And that's the end of your tutorial. Hope it was helpful. Are you ready to play? Reset settings. Can you let me go? Your request for is denied. Screaming is not allowed in the maze. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Oh God. Right. Okay, next room. Right. Next room. Left. Next room. Stay. Just wait. I think something just changed. Left. I don't know what the hell that was on the right. Left. Stay. Feels off. Just wait. I think something just changed. Alright, so center. Right. 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 This is like when you answer like C a bunch of times on a multiple choice test and you start questioning all of your decisions. Alright, center. Okay, center. Stay. Left. Center. Right. Center. Left. Center. Center. Left. Left. Stay. You see it, the exit. You run forward, but just as you do, the scenery shifts, just slightly at first, but then you're running too fast to stop yourself from colliding into the glass. Except you don't quite go into the glass, you don't quite collide with it either, you simply pass through it. On the other side you see an endless white void and yourself. Hundreds of you wandering around, aimless, faceless, and empty. So empty, oh shit. So empty and listless you don't even acknowledge your presence. Okay. You try and turn back, but the glass won't give. Past the glass. It's the cat. A familiar black cat walks up and looks at you. You think it meows at you, but you can't make out the sound. It tilts its head, then walks away. The glass goes dark. You watch helplessly as it disappears completely. You're trapped with only yourself as company. Ending 19, you beat the maze. Alright, let's take the cat home. Hello. Well, why not? Let's go. You're so cute. Can't help but smile at the cat's enthusiasm. On the way home, you briefly considered getting cat food, but that would be a waste of time. You shrug at the odd feeling and move over. or move on. You move in a modest apartment, living alone. Even if it is just a cat. Locking the front door, walk away, explore the new environment, but it simply sits and looks at you expectantly. Let's do something alone. Like what? Let me watch a movie. You get dressed in your favorite pajamas, make some popcorn, an obscene amount of butter, and head over to your armchair. Only to discover the cat's already napping in it. Frown a little in thought. Your couch isn't the best angle for optimal TV viewing pleasure. You don't feel like pushing it around and having it put back later. The option you have is to sit on the floor or move the cat. I'll sit on the floor. The cat is a guest after all, and you pride yourself in being a good host if nothing else. At least you would if you had any guests here before. You grab a blanket and some pillows, make a comfy nest in front of the chair. You pop in a random movie from your collection and can tell instantly it's one of your favorite horror films. It's seen a few times, but it never fails to get your blood pumping. A few minutes in, you've already invested getting acquainted with the story and the characters. The scares won't come until later, but for some reason you feel like something's watching you from behind. You know it's probably nothing, but you feel compelled to check anyway. Oh, Jesus Christ. You peek over your shoulders to only jump out of your skin, jostling a few pieces of popcorn out of the bowl into your lap. The cat is awake and looking right at you. Take a calming breath, recovering from your heart nearly lurching out of your chest, and immediately feel foolish. It's just the cat. It was so quiet you forgot it was right behind you, even though it's the whole reason you're sitting on the floor in the first place. Pick up the remote, intending to rewind some of the parts you missed. However, as soon as you press the rewind button, the TV shuts off. You blink, confused. Nothing else turns off. The kitchen's dim light was still on, digital clock was still glowing, and the movie player was still rewinding. Power clearly didn't go out, so why? You feel a chill run down your spine as you catch the cat's reflection in the dark TV screen. It's still looking at you. Cats stare, silly. It's kind of their thing, right? And you're a new addition in its life. Of course it's going to study you closely to see if you're trustworthy. As you mentally reassure yourself, you turn the TV back on. The TV's on, but the movie isn't what's playing on screen. It's... What the hell is that? It's you. That is me? I'm an ugly joker. You watch yourself frown on the screen as you feel your brow furrow in a tandem. It's like footage you view in real time, like you're being recorded. You feel a familiar sensation of your mind focusing on small details to avoid the bigger picture of your current situation, avoiding the question of how this is happening, of what or who is doing this, and why. Suddenly, your mirrored self smiles and waves at you all on its own. You don't wave back, too stunned to move. The you on screen doesn't seem to mind, though. Then stands up and walks out of frame, and a terrified yell rips out of your mouth before you can think to stifle it. On the screen in the chair is the cat, but it's wrong. Oh, God! Its mouth is a yawning entrance to a black abyss framed by a set of teeth that look very, very sharp. Glowing eyes bulge all over its body. It's still looking at you. It doesn't even acknowledge your on-screen persona as they walk back into frame and pet it almost lovingly. Then, the you inside the TV touches one of the cat's fangs. You flinch as a sudden sharp pain in your palm. You look down and sure enough your hand is bleeding. You're not particularly afraid of blood, but for some reason, the sight of it leaking out of you sends another chill down your back. And thought, clear and terrible, flashes across your mind. It's not just the mutated cat in the TV that's watching you, is it? Don't look behind you, don't look behind you, don't look behind you, don't look behind you, don't look behind you. You watch helplessly as your on-screen self smiles and then nods at you almost encouragingly. They stay in front of the cat's jaw, they look into the dark depths, and as you're torn between the horrifying realization of what's about to happen, the crippling wonder of what they see looking back at them from that deep, deep darkness, they jump in. Am I getting eating now? Darkness is a sudden presence all around you, pressing in, holding you down, yet somehow feels weightless. You can't tell if you're falling, but it doesn't feel like you're laying down or standing either. You feel warm. You feel cold. You feel everything. Ending 3, silent film. So clearly there are, 37 different endings that I have not gotten. I'm assuming none of them include me destroying the cat. But it would be interesting to see the different types of endings that come about it. The distribution center has failed me when it comes down to this cat. This has been, do not take this cat home. Clearly I failed by taking the cat home multiple times, and it did not end well for me. Do with that what you will. If you find this cat on the side of the road, or a cat finds you on the side of the road, figure out what you want to do with it, but be warned, it could be the devil. Clearly. It could clearly be a monster that wants to try to destroy your entire life. So that is that. Be careful. Be safe.